desire to be of those servants of Allah who are happy with Allah. How can you be happy with Allah? Because Allah Ta'ala can punish you, yes? We all know Allah Ta'ala is Ghafurur Rahim, He can forgive us. Then we will be happy with Allah. But Allah Ta'ala can also give Adhabun Alim. So we have to be prepared that Allah Ta'ala can be angry with us, but I want Allah Ta'ala to be such mardiyah. Allah Ta'ala is happy with me, I am happy with Him. But this can only be achieved by us making that sincere effort. We nourish our souls in the month of Ramadan. We nourish, people only look at the 20-hour fast, as I mentioned to the local brothers, but for the benefit of everyone else who wasn't here that day. Imagine Laylatul Qadr, such a powerful night. You get the reward of how much? 1,000 months. 80 somewhat years of ibadah. We are so fortunate, that we don't have to make ibadah for a very long time. A few hours at that. A few hours. First of all, we start with Maghrib Salah when the night starts. Then we're reading Taraweeh, 1 hour goes in that, 1.5 hours goes in that. Thereafter, it's close to Sahri time, you are eating. You have time to read maybe 2, maybe 4 rakats, maybe a few more rak'ah of tahajjud. And thereafter, you can make some other ibadah and you get the reward. We have such a short night wherein you can gain so much of reward. We need to spiritually nourish ourselves. We've got to ask ourselves that what are we taking away with us next week when Ramadan is over? Or rather this week. Today is the first day of the week, isn't it? Yawmul Ahad. Today is the first day of the week. What are we taking with us at the end of this week? Are we taking away goodness with us? This is a training ground. So we need to make sure that this training ground is so solid that after this we will implement and keep these things going. Attend regular lectures. We are going to make sure that we will try and learn more about our deen. Very sadly, there is this thing in our minds that once you go to madrasa, you go to the maktab, and you have acquired knowledge to the extent where you have only looked inside the Quran, you made one completion, bas, we can leave madrasa. Yes? Common thing or not? You finish Quran, now you can leave madrasa. Does anyone say, alright, okay, you finish school, now finish, don't study anymore? No, you've got to study, you've got to become something. How are you going to live? How are you going to manage? Subhanallah. Always that worry is there for dunya. Yet you are going to need it for how long? 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, 60 years. If you're lucky, maybe a few more. If at the age of 20 you've qualified in something, you work for another 60 years because you're that strong, and then that's it, it's over. But for the akhirah, how much time are we prepared to give? School, college, uni, how much time is given for that every day? 6 hours, 7 hours, 5 hours, 8 hours. If you look at homework times where you're studying. Madrasa, 2-hour madrasa, so long. Can't go. Maulana, I've had so many times. Maulana, I want to bring my child to your madrasa. Really like your madrasa. This sweet talk you first. Your madrasa, I've heard so many good things, Maulana. The reviews are tops. And then they drop it on you. My child can't come madrasa this time. Can't you just make it 1 hour, especially for me? Can't we just cut it down? My child goes to school the whole morning. How many hours? 3 hours. And the child is so tired, Maulana, they can't come madrasa for 2 hours. It should in reality be the other way around. Proportionately, we should get 2 hours of secular education. I'm not saying we should have this. But proportionately, because the hereafter is going to be forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. It's never ever going to finish. And for that we should have a lot of studying time. Yet we find once the month of Ramadan is over, you and me, we all know how much of water we eat. How much Quran do we read every day? Or rather, some cases every week, some cases in a month, Or do we only just read in the month of Ramadan? How many salah do we read? Yeah? How much charity do we give? How much time do we spend in looking at the needs of those around us that are in need? Whether it's emotional, whether it's monetary support that people need, yeah? Whether it's some other sort of physical support, some way we can help people. How much time do we give to educating ourselves on our deen? Because if we're not going to know, then we're going to end up like that people, Allah Ta'ala save us, who will turn up on the day of Qiyamah with 30 to 40, 50 years of salah and not one salah is accepted. You know why? Imagine you did salah for 30, 40, 50 years and not one was accepted. Is this possible? Is it possible? How is it possible? You perform salah, you didn't cover your satar properly. Brothers and sisters, huh? You made your ruku, but you didn't make it properly. You made your sajda, you didn't make it properly. When you read Surah Al-Fatiha, you read Qul Huwallahu Ahad. Instead of Ahad, you said Ahad. You just changed the whole meaning. Not only did you just read the Quran wrong, you destroyed your whole salah. Yeah? It's so important to make sure we have the right education. Yeah? If someone is guaranteeing you something like Allah guarantees us Jannah, then it is important that we follow the instructions that come with this. Yeah, you want Jannah, you need to do this. You need Jannah, you want Jannah, you need to do that. You need to have the right education. You need to know and understand what you are doing when you are standing in salah. When you say Allahu Akbar, when you walk into the house of Allah, what is your responsibility as a Muslim? When you stand up and you say Allahu Akbar, takbir tahrima, when you make everything haram, that is what that takbir tahrima is. Yes? You are making everything haram. So it's very, very important to know what has now just become haram. Not just talking to people, not just eating or drinking, but rather my mind wandering off anywhere. We've got to train ourselves, put ourselves in this training ground, so that we can attain closeness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We have to also be very, very mindful of the fact that we do not want to be disobedient to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Yeah. Don't look at it as sinning. Yeah. So a very nice thing. Don't advise someone that read your salah and if you don't, you're going to go to Jahannam. Rather tell them, come, let's read salah together and we can enter Jannah together. It's the same thing, isn't it? If you don't read salah, you're going to go to Jahannam, inshallah not. But the possibility is there. But if you read your salah, what is going to happen? We will go to Jannah. Who wants to go Jannah? I know I want to. Are we going to make an effort towards this? Yeah? How much effort are we going to make? I think every day, minimum, absolute minimum, no matter whether you are young, whether you are old, whether you are studying, whether you are working, yeah, whether you are retired, whether you are a CEO of a multinational company, or you're just someone that packs shelves in one of the supermarkets, each person has at least 1 hour every day to give Allah. 1 hour out of 24 hours. If you sleep for 10 hours a day, yeah, and you eat for 3 hours a day, that's 13 hours. Yeah, 3 hours includes our 16 meals that we have in the day. 3 hours a day we eat, 10 hours a day we sleep, 8 hours a day we work or study. How much is that now? 21? 2 hours we on WhatsApp sending around, what's the message? The moon is going to make tawaf of the Kaaba, make dua. And if you don't make dua, then your dua won't ever be accepted. And if you make dua, then you'll get a Lamborghini as an Eid present from your neighbor. All these nonsense messages. And you must share it with everyone, because if you don't, then the guy at so and so place, he died because his cats ate up all his food. Some crazy messages. I got one today. It said, please send this message around, really urgent, warn all the brothers and sisters. There's 3 or 4 guys that are coming around and they are saying they are from ESCOM. You know who's ESCOM? Any of you know who's ESCOM? Huh? They are from ESCOM. Muhammad Bhai knows. The South Africans in the house will know who I'm talking about. Yeah, ESCOM, they are claiming they are from ESCOM and they've just robbed someone, and they even gave an address in London. They said it happened in Leighton, but they gave an address of Leytonstone. I know because I lived in Walthamstow, grew up there. Huh? Cazenove Road. Is it Leytonstone? Yeah? And they said it happened in Leighton. So I immediately replied, it was on a group where there's lots of people. I said, first and foremost, this can't have happened. Someone said, how? I said, first of all, ESCOM is a company, is an electricity company which operates in South Africa. How they can come here and tell you they are from ESCOM, I don't know. Right? Secondly, Leighton and Cazenove Road are 2 different places, so be very careful what you forwarding. Coming back to the point, we were left with 3 hours, yes? 10 hours sleep. No one sleeps for 10 hours, except you lucky dudes, you young guys there, mashallah, you can sleep. Alhamdulillah, when you get to our age, then you try to sleep, you can't sleep. Huh? So 10 hours of sleep, this is not maximum, right? 10 hours of sleep, 3 hours of eating, 8 hours of work, school, education, relaxing, chilling, whatever it is you do, 2 hours on everything else, you still have 1 hour for Allah. Yes? Can we all make this firm intention for ourselves? You don't have to tell me, but at least in our hearts make this intention. That from now, forget 1st of Shawwal. Was 1st of Shawwal, we still got to be beating shaitan up to get out of our lives. Yeah? We got that battle with him. So if we start from now, in this month of Ramadan, on this 25th day of Ramadan, make this firm intention, we are going to give 1 hour every single day. Yeah, you know when it's going to be even easier? When you're sitting in Marbella or whether it's in, where's all the other places? Dubai. Oh, is it great? Is there something great about Dubai? Well, wherever it is you are in the world, if you are on holiday, you are chilling, then you got 2 hours time you can give for Allah. Yeah? Go sightseeing to the places where there's Islamic heritage. Go to Spain. If you can, go to Spain. Go to Granada. Go see the palace of Muhammad ibn Abdul Rahman, who was such a powerful person. What beautiful gardens, what a beautiful palace. Wallahi al-Azim, we went there a few years ago with our ustad, and we saw the beauty, and on the walls, wala ghaliba illallah, wala ghalib, Allah's name throughout the palace. But you know what happened? He believed that there was no one more powerful than Allah Ta'ala. Just because that little bit came in. What is the first point I mentioned? I am strong, isn't it? That a little bit of something came onto him. Allah Ta'ala knows what exactly happened. Yeah? It's a long story about him and what his mother. But he lost everything. When you go there, subhanallah, it's like you are up in the clouds and you're looking down how he must have stood there. You know, you can just go back into history. If you go to the Al-Hamra Jamia Masjid, if you go to the masjid in Qurtuba, Jamia Masjid, where 100,000 people could perform salah. Yeah? 100,000 people in a masjid was built 125 years after Hijri, which is now such that when we went in there, we had nothing but security guards following us, and they told us, no salah, no prayer. They made sure we didn't. Yeah? You can see the mihrab of the Imam is the last place where there is some verses of the Quran, except some other places. You know what else is there now? Statues of Jesus in inverted commas. Na'udhu billah. Do we want this to happen to our masajid? No. And as the Shaykh this morning advised us so beautifully, what was Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam's desire? That everyone goes to Jannah. Yeah? Don't worry, it's not like this world. It's not like the sale at the shops. Yeah, that if you don't get there quickly, you're not going to get that special where you're only saving 20p. But you got to drive 10 miles to go get that 20p discount. Huh? It's not like that.